Hey Wargamers, Doug here from 2 Plus Tough, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the starter sets that you can use to get into Conquest, Last Argument of Kings, and its parallel or sister game, First Blood. Now, real quick, I want to be upfront and honest. First of all, Bellum, thank you so much. They sent me this. This is their newest faction, the Wadruhn. This is the orcs of the setting that are this primal tribal culture that uses dinosaurs and animals as their mounts and beasts of burden and things like that. In this video, it's not so much necessarily about the Wadruhn specifically, but I wanted to unpack their First Blood starter set because, quite frankly, this is how every miniature company should do business. Here's what I mean. You see, Conquest, the Last Argument of Kings, is a full mass army battle game. However, there is, I should clarify, it is also on rank and flank, square, collectives, that kind of stuff, where you move your big square things around, your wheel around. However, they have what we would call a skirmish variant, a smaller scale version that operates the exact same way with some different movement rules because each of these models is also on a round base. So what that means is you get an intro product, you learn the actual mechanics of the game, and the only thing that changes from when you go from their skirmish variant to their mass one is how they stand on the battlefield because it makes it easier for them to be moved and coordinated. What I'm saying is, when you look at other games that do something very similar, like say Kill Team as an intro into 40k, the gap in models that you need from a Kill Team to a full 40k army is colossal, and also Kill Team has its own complete rule set. It is a self-contained game. This does too. It's balanced separately, it's has its own FAQs, its own rulebook and everything like that, but it mirrors so intensely the full game that learning one means you really already know the other. So without further ado, let's go to the downward cam. We're going to check out what you get in any of the Conquest First Blood starter sets, and obviously we're going to be showing off the Wadruhn here. Alright, so let's just crack this sucker open. Ta-da! Here we go. Nice and pretty. Okay, so we're going to put that in the top center. Let's get that knife out of a more safe area. And as you can see, Bellum has been using some incredible plastics. This is a much more fine detail and condensed sprues than the older models had. If you get the starter set, or the two-player starter set rather. So these are their orcs, their Wadruhn models. Now, to give you a sense of scale, I'm going to go ahead and have already built one of these, and I'll put it next to a common model or a few that you might recognize from Age of Sigmar. These are, like I said, they're tribal warrior types. Essentially, these First Blood starter sets come with a hero and enough stuff to make two different units if you want. You can make a unit of, in this one I think it's Braves and what else? Yeah, sorry, I'm reading the box here. They are multi-kits, so you can do 4 Blooded or Braves, which are just different types of melee infantry. And then you can also do 4 Slingers or Hunters, which are ranged variants, but they have different kind of focuses within their faction. So fantastic looking sprues, absolutely beautiful. The detail is incredible on these shields with the fabrics here. I'll try to get some close-ups. Wonderful job there. In addition, you get a hero known as a Predator, which is a super baller model that I'll put on the screen right now. And as we're digging through the box, so those are the models. We will get these stands, which I actually want to pop this open and show you. Okay, so in Conquest, the way the game functions, if you're playing the First Blood, which is this small skirmish version, you put your models on a base. That's it. It's really simple. Units just have to stay within a coherency of a certain amount of range. When you move up to the full mass battle game that is Conquest, the Last Argument of Kings, you just take those same models and you pop them onto this square base. And each stand, meaning this square stand that has 4 models on it, basically moves as a unit, so you can have multiple stands and they can all wheel around and that kind of stuff. Makes it very simple, and I love the fact that they include the stands themselves. So again, everything that you have purchased is ready and just waiting to be upgraded to a full game if that's what you want to play. Now, in addition, we also have this, which I was not expecting. This is your resin leader. The card is what I thought was really cool. So essentially, if you don't know, this company, Bellum, has done some cool stuff. When you are playing either variant, First Blood or Last Argument of Kings for Conquest, basically you arrange your units and their cards in a certain order that you want them to activate. It's not like a a full reaction system. Before the turn begins, you decide which order your units are going to activate. It used to be that the stats for the figures would be right here at the bottom of the card. However, they've changed that so that now it's a QR code. You can basically scan it and it'll have the updated FAQ'd information right there for you in case there's any questions. That's awesome. This will never go out of style. It'll never be FAQ'd or retconned. As long as that little thing works, you will have updated information. I love it. Here's our resin miniature for the Predator. This was the command sprue before. So yeah, here is the Predator himself. He is a gorgeous looking model, and I don't see any, like, he's not attached to any sprue bits. It looks really nice and clean in there. And we have a few things lastly. Let's see. We have the cards for our other units. Again, each of these has QR codes. And as I said before, you get options to build different units. You can do the Slingers or the Hunters, which are those two, and I'll show the art right there for you. And we have the Blooded and the Braves, which are two warrior types that focus. One's more all melee, one's more generic with a shield and that kind of stuff. Just kind of different focuses. We also have our build instructions, which come with a wonderful little layout of the sprues. I'll leave right there. And lastly, we have the Wadruhn edition of the full First Blood rulebook. So what does that mean? Well, essentially, you get a full, like I said, pocket-sized rulebook. Well, it's full in the sense of it has all the art and that kind of stuff, but it is a very small size, right? Here's my hand next to it. So you get a complete rulebook, I should say, probably better than full. Full of art, it's in color, it has the rules for the game, which is specifically First Blood. And again, these rules are available for free online. Both the Last Argument of Kings and First Blood rules are online. And if you move to the back, what makes this the quote-unquote Wadruhn edition is, wait for it, gives you scenarios, army lists, and everything. It has the army list for the Wadruhn printed in there. So you, even though you're just getting a starter set with just, 2 unit choices and a hero, you actually get the full army rules for your entire faction, models that haven't even been released yet, that they're still working on. Now, obviously, this won't be, digitally upkept or FAQ'd, but between this and the QR codes on the card, you have every rule that your faction needs. And so you can look through and see all the different units you have available to you and learn all of their special keywords and spells and everything. This would be the equivalent. Let me just go compare here to like a start collecting box for Age of Sigmar. It would be the equivalent of a start collecting box came with a core rule book printed out for you and your battle tome. Like, it has your army specific rules. That's what that Wadruhn faction specific rule was. Just to kind of give you a taste. The Wadruhn are orcs, and when they chant together, they can bring superpowers to the battlefield. Kind of like as if they were yelling a certain word. But anyway, so they can do that. So that core set of rules is in here. That is the equivalent of your battle tome specific allegiance abilities. And so that's an incredible value. The fact that these all come with your special edition, which is just a rule book just for you, meaning it has all the rules for the game, and your entire printed army list. Now, there's 2 reasons that I really wanted to cover this. One, Bellum was kind enough to send me this set to kind of give it a once-over. It really does show off the amazing things they can do with resin, with the Predator, as well as their new plastic sprue design. This is top-notch. This is like, there's no bowing or bending. This is some thick A plastic. But the second part was showing what miniature companies can be. I have just become absolutely infatuated with Bellum recently because of stuff like this. It's so much easier to say to somebody, hey, grab this starter set. First of all, you can get it for cheap if you use my code down below. That's an affiliate code. I promise I'm going to be very forthright. It saves you a bunch of money. It's cheap. You can grab it. You get a full rule book that's tailored to your army, battle tome included, essentially, using our lingo that we use in AOS. You get a full rule book, battle tome included. You get a leader. You get some 2 units that are multi-build kits, so you can experiment with different things. And the rules for First Blood are a mirror of the full game. So you're not losing anything by learning X system over Y, which, if making the jump from kill team to 40k, there's a lot of similarities, but in terms of like how things react when you're attacked and that kind of stuff, there's a lot of differences too. So really what I'm saying is they have the idea for their skirmish variant built into their mass army game with clear roads to get you everything you need to start playing whatever you want of those two. This is how it all should be. It should be so easy to buy a starter box, understand your faction, and then just add to it, right? I mean, the rule book literally has rules for everything in their faction that's not even been like fully released yet. The Wadruhn are still kind of being like on pre-order. They're doing waves. So like you have everything, you have full information, and you can make smart choices with that. That's such a cool idea. Because ultimately, you know, Games Workshop and their intellectual properties of 40K, Fantasy Battles, and Age of Sigmar, they're probably going to be around forever, right? They're a titan in the industry. However, there are other companies that are better businesses, like literally business in the sense of how you attract consumers, how you reward them for their patronage, you encourage play, you encourage growth and that kind of stuff, and Parabellum's doing a wonderful job. So I wanted to shout out, this faction starter set for the Wadruhn is awesome. I'm going to be picking up one for my army, the Spire, basically because I want the rule book that's tailored just for them, and also like the leader and stuff I don't have yet. So I'm very excited about it. I hope that you would join me on it. If you want to check out more, like I said, hit the link down below. It'll bring you to the Parabellum site. It's an affiliate code, so I'm just making that very clear. I get a kickback, but you get 10 to 15% off. So awesome. And yeah, go ahead and join me. We're doing a Path of Conquest online. If you just look up hashtag Path of Conquest, you can join. It's just a slow grow league, which is great. You know, we're slowly building up to armies as the pandemic is slowly unlocking and going down here in the States, hopefully. And so we can all game together very soon. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you in my next video. Happy wargaming.